Hi everyone, Sheree here. I thought I would share with you some of my December album process this month. I have been sort of throwing bits and pieces into my album so far, but I haven't finished off a lot of the pages as yet. So I thought I would just film it as I go and share it with you. Hopefully I can give you a few ideas as I go along. I am using this gorgeous Felicity Jane album. I love the buffalo plaid. It's such a beautiful quality. It's got the gold hardware on the outside and inside. It's got the 6 rings. Most page protectors fit inside here, but it does come with its own page protectors. So I have completed my title page. Just like last year, I've kept it really simple. I didn't want to spend too much time on the title page because I wanted to get inside the album. So what I've done here, I cut out my own just plain transparency page. I've used the Felicity Jane December die cut there. I've added some Felicity Jane gold numbers, and I've used one of the Merry Days glittered stars there at the top. I just attached that one with a large glue dot, and it seems to be holding really nicely. I have run a line of stitching with my sewing machine along the December word, and of course the stickers were adhered just by themselves. So as you turn that, I've just used some older polka dot black and white Felicity Jane paper there so that it made a nice backing for my transparency there. So I like how that's nice and simple. It's got that touch of shimmer with the glittered star, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. So over the page, still a work in progress. I did get the Paislee Press mini kit, so I've got the calendar out of that. I've added a couple of Merry Days stickers to that so far, and I will be adding more detail to that. I just haven't got that far yet. And I also plan on doing another page here with a bit of text and a family photo, just about where we are right now at the beginning of this December. So over the page is where I'm going to start. This is day 1 of our December. We did actually put our tree up a few days before this, but it was such a big thing in our house. Madison couldn't wait to get the tree up. The boys weren't so fussed, but I was keen as well, so we just went ahead and did it. So these are photos from that day. I've got one printed to 6x8. That's just a large photo of our tree. And as you can see, I've already sort of printed and stuck a couple of photos in here as well. I've created a flip up photos with the boys here because the colours in the photo are quite bright compared to the rest, which is very much the red and white and black. So I thought I'd create a flip up for that, and I've got my journaling printed out, so I intend on putting that on the front there so that the whole lot flips up like so. And I've got, I believe that's the Paislee Press December 2018 card, which I've slipped in there. I think I will add a little star to that just to add a little bit of gold on this side of the page. And I've got a Felicity Jane number, which I think I'll put in that top corner. I'm going to keep it very simple because there's a lot going on with the photos, so I think I'll just be sticking that number in that top corner there. I'm going to add a little bit of stamping here. I'll adhere that star into place, and I might even put a little turning tab on here as well, just so people can see that you can flip that one up. So I'll pop you on fast forward while I get into that, and then I'll move on to day number 2. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of stamping first off. So I've got that little row of trees, which is from the Felicity Jane Holly stamp set. And I'm just going to do a couple of test stamps first to make sure I get a nice image before I go to my card. So it's looking good. So I'll pop that on there now, and I'm quite happy with how that stamps up. Looking good. So now I can go ahead and attach that to my little photo flip up. So I'm just using tape runner on the back of that one to stick that down. And I do need to trim just a little bit off of the side of that because I'm a little bit wider than what the photos were. So trimming that off just with my scissors. And I do have some gold spotty washi that was in my stash. It's actually not spots, it's like tiny hearts. But I like that it just added a little touch of gold to this card on this side of the spread. So I'm just laying that across the top, trimming it off, fold that over the back there. Yes, I'm happy with how that looks, so trimming off that excess, and now that can go into the pocket. Alright, so this next card, all I'm going to do is add a little star sequin just above where it says 2018. So I'm using a tiny glue dot to stick that one down into place. A little bit fiddly. Okay, so that's really all that card needs, because it's just beautiful all by itself really. So happy with that one too. That's now in the pocket. Now I'm just looking for the number 1, which I somehow managed to lose, but I did find it again. Now I'm just going to add that to the top left corner. So that's a Felicity Jane gold foiled number, and I thought I'll just add a little star next to that one as well. So keeping it really simple on this page. Alright, so that's now done. I can pop that into the pocket, and this spread is done for day number 1. Okay, so for day number 2, you can see I've got a few things in pockets already. The December word is the back of that previous card, and I've just removed another card from that bottom left corner and just shuffling things around to decide where I want to put things. That 'Tis the Season card, I think, is from Paislee Press, and I've got a piece of diagonal stripe paper to go across my printed journaling. I'm just going to stick that into place and trim it down. I will add some stitching to that a little bit later, and the date stamp as well. You can see there underneath where I'm sticking that, there is a little tab hanging down the bottom, which I did add to that first page where the little photo flip up is. In the end, I decided I really don't like it. I don't like how the words are upside down when you're looking at it from this side, and I end up removing that and replacing it with a paper clip, which you'll see in the photos at the end. Alright, so moving on with this spread now, and I've just added a star to the top of that 'Tis the Season card, and now I'm just adding the date to the bottom of that journaling. So I'm not adding the stitching to this one just yet, so popping it back in the pocket for now. But now I can move on to this lovely big photo. So the photos are roughly printed to the same size of the page protectors, and I've got the photo for day 3 already printed as well, so that can be added on to the back of this large photo of our Christmas lights. So I'm just using double-sided tape to go all the way around the edge there. Now I'm just going to line up the left edges, and I'm only removing the backing from that piece of double-sided tape to begin with, just so that I'm happy with how everything's lined up first before I stick the rest down. It just makes it so much easier. So now that I'm happy with that, I'm removing the rest of the backing pieces from the double-sided tape, and I can stick those 2 pages together. Alright, so that's looking good. I just need to punch holes down the left hand side, and I've got my 6-hole punch here, which I just got on Amazon last year. It's such a handy thing to have in your stash, especially for projects like these. I'm just going to trim that little bit of excess off the bottom of the photo, and then this can be added into the album. So I can pop that back in, and then I can work on that bottom right corner where there's that big black space. I found these beautiful big numbers in my local Kmart. It was actually part of an alphabet pack, but I thought they'd be perfect for this project. So I'm really happy with that large number there. It's nice gold as well. So now I thought I would add a couple of words here, and in the Felicity Jane Holly stamp set there's the word twinkle, which I thought would be perfect for this photo. So I'm actually going to stamp it twice, so it says twinkle twinkle. So I've just got a plain piece of white cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp them next to each other, and then I'll just use my scissors to trim that one down. So just cut the end off and a little bit across the top as well. And now I'm just going to play around with how to place this. And I know that I want it overlapping the number a little bit. And then I thought I would add a couple more of those sequin stars as well. So just playing around with the positioning for that. Now, when I go to stick the strip down, I then decide that I wanted a little bit extra. Ordinarily I would have stitched this on to the photo, but because I have already put the two large photos back to back, I've decided to still go ahead and add some stitching, but I'm just going to do it separately and then adhere it over the top of the two. So it still kind of looks like it's stitched onto the photo, but it's not. So I'm also adding stitching to the top of that journaling card as well, which you just saw. Now I'm just using that twinkle twinkle strip, adding a line of stitching along that as well. It was nice and quick and easy. Now I can just trim off those threads off both of those pieces. And the journaling card is good to go back into the album. And now I will just add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of that strip, and I can add it to the bottom left of that too. So I do still want it overlapping a little. So sticking that one down, and then I can add those two little stars as well, and I just use my glue dots to do that. And then day number 2 is complete. So I hope I've perhaps given you a few ideas of what you can include in your album. I'll be back again really soon with the next few days that I'm going to complete tomorrow, I would say. So that video will be coming very soon as well. Let me know if you've got any questions. Just leave them down below and I'll answer you as soon as I can. And I'll leave you with these close-up photos at the end. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye for now.